offshore.
That's exactly right, Mike. We do have an offshore wind here, and that has helped tremendously. It's made all the difference, really, as far as any storm surge is concerned. Also, the fact, and I heard you talking a little bit earlier about the fact that this storm is coming in at low tide, or a relatively low tide, and that is good news. So those two things combined, an offshore wind and a relatively low tide, and it really is combined to help out with really no storm surge damage at all. Now, the wind is a different story. The wind has been very gusty here. We've had wind gusts, and I've had the opportunity to have an anemometer right outside here. There's a guy that has a portable one, and it's pretty well calibrated. 62 mile an hour wind gusts we had not too long ago. I think these tall buildings are helping out with funneling the wind a little bit from the west out toward the ocean to the east, but it is causing a little bit of damage. We do have some debris blowing around. We've had some transformers blowing out. The power is still on here, and obviously we still have a phone connection, but part of one of the buildings, the hotels down the street, did come off, and it blew away too. So we can only think of what might have happened if this would have come a little closer.
Well, Jeff, a little bit earlier when we were able to see you live, we noticed the waves, the seas crashing on shore almost up to the dune line. Is that as far as the water has progressed, or has it crossed the dune line, even though the tide is going out?
No, it's pretty much right where it was when I was showing you the pictures a little bit earlier. The surf still tremendous. I would estimate at least 15-foot breakers coming in, perhaps even a little bit higher, a little bit farther offshore. It was hard to see because it was raining fairly hard, and it is still raining hard here, I must say. We've had to have had several inches of rain so far, and I realize that we're on the southwest side of the storm now, but we have to still be in one of the fairly intense rain bands because it has been raining steadily and really blowing in that 40 to 60 mile an hour range for the better part of about 2 hours now.
You're right, Jeff, because we're looking at radar here at the Weather Channel, and the eye wall, that heavy rain band John and I have been noticing, is kind of rotating around towards you from the north and northeast. So you're going to see some heavier rains and some more drenching downpours over the next couple of hours before the situation improves. Jeff, thanks for that update from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The Weather Channel's Jeff Morrow. Now, the other story we want to touch on briefly is what happens after the hurricane makes landfall, and that is the possibility of tornadoes.
It's going to make landfall pretty soon. As a matter of fact, looking at the latest radar picture and the satellite picture, that eye is almost on shore at Cape Fear. Well, we don't know for sure, of course, about tornadoes, but a lot of times when a hurricane makes landfall, we do see tornadoes. And I would point out that generally speaking, they don't occur really in the eye wall. They're more likely to occur in the outer band. So there's always a possibility this will happen with a landfalling hurricane. No reports so far, I think.
No reports yet of any touchdowns. Unfortunately, most tornadoes with hurricanes are minor tornadoes. That's going to wrap up this edition of WeatherScope. Special coverage of Hurricane Fran. We'll have more live reports from the beaches in about 10 minutes at 9 Eastern. That would be 8 Central. Coming back after a break, we will have the latest tropical update again in case you turned in late, and also the latest on what could be a new tropical storm brewing out near the islands.
We hope not, but we have a strong depression there that might be a storm very soon.
Stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Weather Channel.